Imagine a world where people lived without dentists, braces, or toothbrushes, yet their teeth were almost flawless. No cavities, no overcrowding, no wisdom teeth pain. Now fast forward to today. Despite modern medicine and hygiene, crooked smiles, cavities, and dental surgeries are almost guaranteed. How did ancient humans manage perfect teeth, and why are ours falling apart? The answer reveals a hidden story about evolution, diet, and the way modern life has reshaped our bodies. When archaeologists first began examining the skulls of ancient humans, they were struck by something unexpected: the teeth. Perfectly aligned, strong, and free of cavities, these jaws told a story very different from the one we see in modern mouths. No braces, no wisdom tooth surgeries, no endless dentist appointments, yet their smiles were healthier than ours. Take the fossilized skulls of hunter-gatherers from tens of thousands of years ago. Their teeth show minimal signs of decay. Even in older individuals, enamel was often intact, and their dental arches were wide enough to fit every tooth comfortably. Compare that with today, where crowded jaws and crooked teeth are so common that orthodontics has become a billion-dollar industry. But it's not just about straightness. Cavities, one of the most widespread health issues of the modern world, were rare. Studies of prehistoric skeletons consistently show that fewer than 5% of teeth had signs of decay, compared to over 90% of people worldwide experiencing cavities today. That difference is staggering. Why were their teeth so much stronger? It wasn't because they brushed, flossed, or rinsed with mouthwash. Those habits didn't even exist. Instead, their environment, diet, and way of life shaped their dental health in ways we've almost forgotten. Fossils provide the first clue. Teeth weren't just tools for chewing, but also records of how humans adapted to survive. Welcome to Before Flame. Fire. If you enjoyed traveling back in time with me, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss the next journey into our ancient past. By looking at these ancient smiles, scientists realized something profound. Our dental crisis isn't natural. It's a modern problem, born from the changes in what we eat and how we live. And that discovery sets the stage for understanding why our ancestors thrived and why we struggle. If you ask most people today why their teeth are weak, they'll blame genetics. But the truth is, our ancestors had the same genes. What changed was the food. Ancient humans ate diets that required serious chewing power. Think about it: raw roots, fibrous plants, tough meats, nuts, seeds, and grains that weren't ground into fine flour. Every meal was essentially a workout for the jaw. That constant chewing didn't just wear teeth down, it actually shaped strong jaws and wide dental arches. When your jaw develops fully, every tooth has room to grow in straight. No braces needed. Contrast that with modern diets: soft breads, processed cereals, refined sugars. Instead of exercising our jaws, we give them a lazy job. The result? Narrower arches, crowded teeth, and impacted wisdom teeth. It's not that evolution suddenly failed us, it's that we changed the rules of the game. Then there's sugar, the true villain. Prehistoric diets had almost no refined sugar. At most, a rare seasonal bite of honey or fruit. Compare that to today's constant sugary snacks, sodas, and hidden sugars in nearly every processed food. Cavities thrive in this environment, feeding bacteria that erode enamel. Our ancestors simply didn't face that risk. Even grains, which became common with farming, played a role. Once humans shifted from wild diets to agriculture, tooth decay skyrocketed. Archaeologists can literally see the turning point in skeletons. Jaws from farming communities show far more cavities than those of hunter-gatherers. In short, our ancestors' teeth were protected not by dentists, but by nature itself. Their diet built resilience, while ours chips it away one spoonful at a time. It wasn't just diet that gave ancient humans their perfect smiles, it was lifestyle. Our ancestors lived in a world where their teeth were constantly in use. Every bite, every grind of tough food, every sip of unfiltered water wore their teeth in a balanced way. This natural wear, surprisingly, helped prevent many dental issues. For example, hunter-gatherers often showed flat, even-tooth surfaces.
Why?
Because their meals acted like natural sandpaper, smoothing enamel instead of leaving jagged edges. Today, our processed foods do the opposite. They stick to teeth, cause decay, and wear them down unevenly. Chewing wasn't the only factor. Ancient humans used their teeth as tools. Imagine cracking nuts, softening fibers for rope, or even gripping hides during leatherwork. Teeth weren't just for eating, they were part of survival. That kind of constant, functional use helped maintain strong dental alignment. Then there's posture and breathing. Sounds unrelated, right? But studies show that ancient humans, who lived outdoors and breathed through their noses more often, developed broader jaws. Mouth breathing, common today because of allergies, pollution, and sedentary habits, can narrow the face and crowd the teeth over generations. Finally, consider childhood development. Ancient kids chewed harder foods early in life, giving their jaws the stimulus to grow wide and strong. Today's children grow up on soft purees, packaged snacks, and minimal jaw exercise. By the time adult teeth erupt, there's no space left, hence the modern epidemic of braces. So when we picture our ancestors flashing strong, even smiles, it wasn't luck. It was the natural outcome of a life where every action, eating, breathing, working, trained the teeth and jaws to thrive. If ancient humans had perfect teeth, the big question is, what went wrong? Why are braces, cavities, and wisdom tooth removals so common today? The first and perhaps biggest culprit, our modern diet. Think about it, everything we eat today is softer, sweeter, and far less challenging for our teeth and jaws than what our ancestors ate. Bread, pasta, cakes, soft meats, smoothies, almost everything is easy to chew. That may sound convenient, but it comes at a huge cost. Without the constant pressure and resistance of tough foods, our jaws don't develop as wide or as strong as they once did. The result? Crowded teeth, overbites, underbites, and a higher chance of misalignment. Archaeological evidence shows a shocking shift. While hunter-gatherers rarely showed crooked teeth, agricultural societies, who ate more grains and soft foods, began showing dental crowding for the first time in history. The Industrial Revolution only accelerated the problem, with refined sugar and processed flour taking over diets worldwide. And then there's sugar itself. Ancient humans had little to no access to refined sugar. Fruits and honey were rare treats, not daily staples. Today, sugar is hidden in everything, from cereals and sauces to drinks and snacks. Bacteria in our mouths feast on it, releasing acids that destroy enamel and cause cavities. It's no surprise modern dentistry is practically built around fighting sugar's effects. In short, our soft, sugary, modern diet left our teeth defenseless. The same jaws that once crushed bones and roots now struggle with a slice of pizza, and the same teeth that lasted a lifetime in prehistory often start failing by middle age today. Diet is just the beginning. The way we live today also reshaped our jaws, and not for the better. One of the most overlooked culprits? Breathing. Our ancestors almost always breathed through their noses. Mouth breathing was rare, usually a sign of illness. But in today's world of allergies, pollution, and chronic congestion, many people develop the habit of breathing through their mouths, especially as children. The problem is, constant mouth breathing changes the way the face develops. It narrows the palate, causes the jaw to grow downward instead of forward, and often leads to crooked, crowded teeth. In severe cases, it even affects sleep, speech, and overall health. Then there's posture. Think of ancient humans, constantly moving, upright, and strong. Compare that to modern life, slouched at desks, hunched over screens, necks craned forward. Poor posture doesn't just affect the back, it also changes how the tongue and jaw are positioned. Over time, this can subtly alter the alignment of teeth and even how our bite develops. Add to that modern habits like thumb sucking, pacifiers, and even bottle feeding replacing breastfeeding, all of which influence jaw shape in early development. Our ancestors didn't have orthodontists because their environment naturally guided strong, wide jaw growth. Today, children grow up in conditions that practically guarantee misaligned teeth unless corrected. The more researchers study it, the clearer it becomes. Our teeth aren't failing us, our lifestyle is. From how we breathe, to how we sit, to the habits we pick up in childhood, the modern world has quietly reprogrammed our smiles. While lifestyle plays a massive role, there's another layer we can't ignore: genetics and evolution. Our ancestors' jaws and teeth were shaped by hundreds of thousands of years of natural selection. They evolved to handle raw, unprocessed diets, constant chewing, and wide facial growth patterns. But here's the twist: evolution never planned for what came next. Modern humans drastically changed their environment in just a blink of evolutionary time. Agriculture, cooking, and now industrial food processing softened our diets almost overnight compared to the scale of human history. That left our jaws underdeveloped while our genetic blueprint for tooth size stayed largely the same. The result? Too many teeth for too little jaw. Crooked smiles, impacted wisdom teeth, and endless dental work are simply side effects of this mismatch. Even more fascinating, some scientists believe that certain malocclusion genes, genetic variants linked to narrower jaws, weren't necessarily harmful in the past. They may have been neutral or even useful in other ways. But when combined with modern lifestyles, these once benign traits become vulnerabilities. This helps explain why braces and orthodontics are so common today. It's not that our species suddenly broke. It's that evolution didn't anticipate us softening food, sitting all day, and altering childhood habits in ways that prevent natural jaw growth. So the crooked, crowded teeth we see everywhere today are less about bad luck and more about a collision between ancient genes and a brand new way of living. Evolution wrote the script, but our modern world rewrote the ending, and our jaws never caught up. Imagine biting into a raw root, tearing through sinewy meat, or chewing fibrous leaves for hours every single day. For ancient humans, this wasn't a choice, it was survival. Their jaws weren't just tools for eating, they were engines of endurance. Every meal was an exercise in strength training, and over a lifetime, that shaped broad faces and powerful bites. Anthropologists studying fossilized skulls consistently find wide dental arches, roomy jaws, and perfectly aligned teeth in ancient humans and their relatives. Their smiles weren't just straight by chance, they were the natural outcome of constant work. Every chew stimulated jaw growth in children, reinforced bone density, and allowed adult teeth to erupt in neat, balanced rows. But the story goes deeper than just appearance. A strong jaw meant more than a perfect smile. It allowed ancient humans to process tough foods quickly, extracting energy essential for survival in harsh environments. It reduced the risk of tooth wear becoming fatal, since a single infected tooth could mean death without modern medicine. And in ways we're only beginning to understand, jaw strength may have even influenced the development of speech, giving humans an edge in communication and cooperation. So when you look at the clean, even rows of ancient teeth, you're not just seeing cosmetic beauty. You're seeing the blueprint of survival, an evolutionary design that gave our ancestors the strength to thrive in a world without blenders, ovens, or orthodontists. Their smiles were functional, durable, and vital to their success. Teeth are more than tools, they're time capsules. Every groove, stain, and layer of enamel preserves a record of what ancient humans ate, how they lived, and even the hardships they endured. Unlike bones, which decay or get reshaped over time, teeth last. They are the most durable parts of the human body, often surviving tens of thousands of years in the ground. When scientists examine ancient teeth under microscopes, they uncover remarkable stories. The microscopic wear patterns can reveal whether someone ate mostly plants, tough roots, or meat. Traces of starch, pollen, and even proteins sometimes remain locked in the dental calculus, the hardened plaque, offering direct evidence of ancient diets. These details have rewritten our understanding of human evolution. For example, Neanderthals, once thought to be pure meat eaters, actually consumed a variety of plants, nuts, and even medicinal herbs. Teeth also preserve the scars of struggle. Thin enamel bands can show moments of malnutrition in childhood, when growth was interrupted by famine or illness. Cavities, surprisingly rare in pre-agricultural societies, become more common as farming introduced soft, starchy foods. Cracks, chips, and heavy wear reveal the daily grind of chewing hard or gritty meals, sometimes even sand mixed into food from stone grinding tools. But perhaps most striking is what teeth tell us about health. Ancient humans had far fewer problems with overcrowding or misalignment, yet they weren't free from dental pain. Infections, abscesses, and worn-down molars were constant risks. Still, their teeth show remarkable resilience compared to ours today, proof of how the human mouth adapted perfectly to a natural diet. If ancient humans had wide jaws, straight teeth, and little decay, why do modern people spend billions on braces, fillings, and dental care? The answer isn't evolution failing us, it's us breaking the system. The single biggest change was food processing. Once humans discovered farming, and later industrial food production, our diets shifted drastically. Instead of tearing into fibrous meat or chewing tough vegetables, we began eating soft, starchy foods, bread, rice, porridge, and eventually refined sugar. These foods don't demand much from our jaws, which means less chewing. Less chewing during childhood leads to narrower jaws and crooked teeth, because the bones don't develop to their full width. That's why crowding is one of the most common modern dental issues. Then came sugar, the real villain of modern smiles. Ancient humans had almost no access to refined sugar, yet today it hides in almost everything we eat. Sugar feeds oral bacteria, which produce acid and drill holes into our enamel, leading to the explosion of cavities in recent centuries. This was virtually unknown in the Stone Age. Even oral posture plays a role. Ancient humans naturally breathed through their noses while chewing constantly. Today, with softer diets and sedentary lifestyles, mouth breathing is more common, and it contributes to crooked teeth, misaligned jaws, and even sleep problems. In short, our ancestors had perfect teeth because their environment demanded it. They chewed more, ate whole foods, and lived without processed sugar. Modern humans, on the other hand, created a world that our mouths weren't designed for. The result? A dental crisis that keeps orthodontists and dentists in business, but leaves us wondering what went wrong. Our ancestors never brushed, flossed, or visited dentists, yet their teeth were strong, straight, and resilient. The secret wasn't luck, it was lifestyle. They ate tough, natural foods, chewed constantly, and lived without processed sugar or ultra-soft diets. Their smiles were shaped by survival. Ours, on the other hand, are shaped by convenience, and the cost is clear in crowded jaws, cavities, and endless dental treatments. The contrast between their natural strength and our modern struggles is a reminder that progress doesn't always mean improvement. So here's the real question. If we know why ancient humans had perfect teeth, are we willing to change our habits to reclaim that natural strength, or will we keep letting our modern choices break our smiles?